First of all, I would like to start out by saying it is an honor and a pleasure to be amongst great men and women tonight. As I look in this room and I see fellow Marines that serve this country proudly, it just blows me away to be in so much tradition. I'm humbled tonight to be your guest of honor. And it is once again a privilege as we look at Sunday, it's Veterans Day. Everyone in the room I know is a veteran. I want to start out by all the veterans please standing up, and let's give yourself one. Hoorah! All the veterans, please stand up. With those veterans, I also want to recognize their wives, because they're the backbone, right? Because they were there while we were deployed overseas, fighting the battle. They were taking care of the battle back home. And sometimes that's a little bit more difficult than we give them more credit. So to the wives tonight, I want to say thank you for your support, for supporting your military member, your Marine. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. In 1989, I joined the United States Marine Corps, and when I went to the recruiter, I said, just give me 4 years. He said, what about the GI Bill? I said, I'm not interested. I'm not going to stay very long anyway. I'm just going to try this thing out, and that's about it. Shortly after boot camp, I went to SOI, School of Infantry, MSgt, Marine Combat Training, which we call Marine Custodial Training because all we did was pick up a lot of trash. Probably many people in this room left that trash behind, and I was there picking it up. When I went to school, I went to as a tow gunner, TOWS. We say tows, tube launched, optical sighted, wire guided system. A lot of us would say tired of walking because you're an 03, but you get to get a vehicle. That was the benefits of being a tow gunner. As my career went in the Marines, I looked at the word tows and I said, what can I use this word that can help me and help the fellow Marines? Because that's what it's about. It's always about taking care of your fellow Marine. So we took the word T, and we said T is a threat. Every day in combat, but not only just in combat, here in America, we have threats. Lately, we've seen in the news, people go to the movie theaters, go to restaurants, Fort Hood. There could be a threat anywhere we're at. But with a threat, we say there's an O. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity to take the enemy out, to escape a bad situation. We look at a W. A W is a weakness. Everybody in the room may have a weakness. A weakness is not bad. But the most important thing about your weakness, you have to identify it. And once you identify that weakness, you make it your S. What we say is your strength. So tows. T-O-W-S. I'm a tow gunner, an 03-52 tow gunner. That was my job in MSgt and SOI, School of Infantry, back in 1989. Hoorah. After I got out of school, shortly after, I remember I got a phone call. My unit was in Hialeah. We used to serve at the unit by Metro Zoo. It was Thanksgiving night. I got a phone call from my staff sergeant and said, Iraq just attacked Kuwait. You need to come in within 24 hours and check in the unit because we're getting activated. I was just a Lance Corporal. Found myself December 24th on an airplane flying clear across the world, 24 hours. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had a little fear, of course, fear of the unknown. When I got to Iraq, I was in the reserves, so they basically told us, don't worry about it, you're not going to see any combat, you'll be in the back lines, you'll be by the chow hall, which I was used to that. I was a Lance Corporal, right? We have chow duty, any type of stuff like that. But sure enough, the day came, the war started, we were in the front line. 03 in the morning, we were in full mop gear because Saddam Hussein was using chemical weapons at the time on his people. So here we were, like big gas mask on, big uniform, 03, couldn't see in front of my face because Saddam Hussein decided to light up the fire wells. And when those fire wells lit up, what created was complete darkness. It created a darkness for 3 days that I didn't see the sun. And at the age of 19, that blew me away. Because I said to myself, wow, every morning the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And I see it every day and it doesn't even faze me. But that one morning I woke up, it was 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I did not see the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, Marines, it was the first time I missed it. What are you thankful for? After going to combat not once but twice, and like many people in this room, I know you're thankful for the number one thing is life. Life is a gift. I always tell people, take a deep breath. Why don't you do that with me right now? Take a deep breath. Let it out. You know what that is? That is life. And life is a gift. It's a gift from God. And what you do with that life is a gift back to Him. When the war was over, I remember traveling. Seeing our unit, we had 18 tanks. We confirmed kills. 1,800 prisoners. The one morning the prisoners were coming up, and a lot of them were giving up, and there was one guy that comes up to us and says, "Where you been?" He had a Chicago Bulls shirt on. I still remember this. And he says, "I came here for vacation, and Saddam Hussein put me on the front line."
Wow.
He was so glad to see us. We gave him some chow, water. We sent them on their way.